Hello, this is Karen Ranzi. I'm here with you today to talk about a really interesting topic that I have not done a video on yet. Out of my 400 and something videos that I have done on YouTube, I've never talked about how to fit in socially as a raw vegan. And this is something that I really should have discussed before. I have been a raw vegan now for 26 years. And the socially fitting in part has been a process for me. At the beginning, when I began my raw vegan lifestyle in 1994, it was a little difficult. I believed in it so strongly and passionately, and I was very determined to continue and not let people sway me. Initially, I lost some weight when I went raw vegan, and this is natural when you change from foods that are mostly cooked and processed to foods that are fresh, natural, organic. I was getting healthier. And so others, including family and friends, thought that I needed to go back to my old eating patterns, but I stuck through it. And I want to tell you some of the ways that were really helpful for me to fit in. One of them was that wherever I went, if people saw me eating something and they questioned what it was, I would ask them if they wanted to try or share it with them. For example, I was homeschooling my children at the time, and we went to an arts center every Wednesday. And people would come up to me seeing me eating fruits that were different than the apples, bananas, oranges, the common fruits. So I might be with a cherimoya in my bag, and people would come up to me and ask me what it was and if they could try it. And I was always more than happy to let people try my food and share what I had. And over the years in that community, people started eating more and more raw plant foods. And also at parties, initially, there was very little for me to eat. But because I shared food and people really started believing that this was a healthy way of eating, at many of the parties, there would even be a raw food table, or people would bring raw food treats. And many people in that group started going more towards a raw and vegan lifestyle. So, this is one thing that was very successful for me. Also, as my kids were growing and I was raising them on raw food, sometimes that was very difficult, especially in the 90s when I was doing it. It's much more popular now to raise vegan kids and raw kids, it's much more well known. But I used to also share at parties and celebrations. And so at a pizza party, I would bring a raw pizza, or I would bring a big, huge bowl of fruit. And kids love fruit. Honestly, sometimes kids get sick of eating all the junk food at the parties. And I would come with like a big pineapple, like I would make it into a boat, and I would carve out the inside, and I would put in the bite-sized pieces of pineapple that I had dug out of the pineapple and add other fruit as well, apples and berries and other fruits, bananas. So I would make it like a tropical stuffed pineapple boat, and kids would go crazy over that. So it's amazing what you can do and to help people to come over to what you're doing when you share. So that's one of the first tips that I'm going to give you on how to fit in as a raw vegan, whether you've been doing it for a month or 26 years like me. And if you are interested, you can even find out how to become a successful vegan health coach by going to the link in my description below. I have information there on how exactly I became a vegan health coach and did it with a lot of success. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe, like, and comment. I love to hear your comments. I'm going to be posting more tips in the next coming days on how to fit in socially as a raw vegan. Okay, it can be more difficult than doing it as a vegan. I've been vegan since 1989, raw vegan since 1994. And so I hope that my tips are going to help you feel comfortable with this extremely healthy and wonderful lifestyle, being vegan and raw. So check out my tip tomorrow. I'll see you then.